So now we'll do the stretching portion of the class in successful aging. And I'm first going to talk about posture, and we want to maintain good posture always, but particularly while we're doing some of the stretches. And that'll be the shoulder blades are going to be down. I'm also going to have my shoulder blades pulled back and my rib cage up. I want to make sure my chin is not forward, and it's not tipped back, but it's somewhere in between, okay, looking straight ahead. And I also want to maintain a slight arch in my lower back. I don't want a pelvic tilt or slouch. I want to be responsible for my spine and keep a nice arch through the spine. So that would be a pelvic rotation upward. Okay? So we're going to start from the head down, and I work from the neck all the way down to the torso. And we'll start with some head turns, and I'm going to turn my head to one side. When we breathe, we're going to breathe in through the nose, expand the belly and the diaphragm, and then exhale through pierced lips, okay? And we'll do that throughout the whole thing. And I'll turn my head now over to the other side. Remember, going only to a range that's comfortable, not beyond, and then back to the center. Perfect. And now head tilt. I'm going to tilt my head to one side, this ear to this shoulder, not elevating the shoulder. I'm stretching all through the side of my neck. Breathing back to the center. I'm now going to head tilt this way, this ear toward this shoulder, stretching the other side, and not turning the head, but a perfect tilt, and back to the center. I'm going to look down and tuck my chin toward my chest, breathing without rounding my shoulders, and then back to the center. I'm now going to look up, but I'm going to look up and back, but not too far. I'm going to make sure I just tip my head up toward the ceiling, and then jut my jaw up to stretch through the neck, and jaw, and then back to the center. Remember to breathe. Now we're going to do the rotation of the shoulders and the shoulder blades, and it's a scapular movement, and there are 4. So there's elevation, raising the shoulders, and then it's called depression, pushing them down, and then roll forward, and then we're going to squeeze them back, nice and tight, okay? Protraction. So we're going to do 3 in a row in concession. I'm going to raise it up, down, roll forward, and then squeeze back. Perfect. I'm going to elevate, push down, roll forward, and then squeeze back. Great. One more. Up, breathing, down, forward, and then squeeze back. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to stretch across the chest. Okay, I'm going to elevate my arms up. Remember, only raise your arms up to where it's comfortable. Some of you may only be able to go part way, maybe more on one arm than the other, but go to a comfortable range. We don't want any pain in the shoulders. And what we'll do is we'll breathe, and we'll stretch our arms back, stretching across the chest and the front of the shoulders, and even the biceps. Now we're going to push our fingers back, stretching a little more through the forearms and biceps. Now I'm going to clench my hands. I'm going to open them. Good. I'm going to clench them and open. And remember to breathe. And then back to the center. Shake them out for a moment. Okay, now I'm going to raise them up. I'm going to stretch along the front of my arms and my forearms. I'm going to raise them up. Make sure I keep my arms straight. Don't have a slight bend. I'm going to pull my fingers down. Close. Open. Breathing. Close. Open. Great. Now I'm going to pull them back. Now this is under the forearms. The elbows have to be straight. I'm going to close the fist, and I'm going to open them. Good. Close, and then open them. Perfect. Now I'm going to drop one arm down, and I'm going to take this arm, bring it across the chest, and now keeping this shoulder back, I'm just going to push it up against my body with the other arm at my elbow. Feeling a mild stretch of the shoulders. And breathe. Sitting up straight. Perfect. Now we're going to trade. This arm's going to come across the body, stretching all through the shoulder. And while I maintain the shoulder back, I'm going to kind of squish it up against my chest a bit with the other hand at my elbow. Remember, feel it mildly, not anything that should be painful. And perfect. And then relax. Now for the rotators of the shoulder blades, we're going to take our hands and put them by our side. And I'm going to externally rotate. And then internally rotate. Perfect. I'm going to externally rotate, keep those elbows tucked in, and then internally rotate. Externally rotate. Perfect. And then come in. Perfect. Now for a little more of a challenge, we're going to elevate just up a bit to shoulder height if you can. I'm going to rotate back, breathing, and rotate forward. Good, rotate back, and rotate forward, great. I'm going to rotate back, one more, and then rotate forward. Excellent, very good. Okay, shake the arms out. Now I'm going to raise my arm up, one arm up, and I'm going to stretch the other one down to the ground. I'm going to breathe in, pull my belly button, try to stretch the two pieces apart, and then relax, good. And again, reaching up, pushing down, pull that belly button, and relax. Very good. Now I'm going to switch arms. This arm will come up as high as you can and what's comfortable. This arm will come down. Now with a diagonal pull, I'm going to stretch the two pieces apart, breathe in, pulling that belly button, and then exhale. And again, stretch apart, relax. Very good. Now, I'm going to put my arms across my chest. I'm going to sit up straight. I'm going to rotate my torso, head and all, along with my shoulders, over to one side. I'm going to breathe in as I'm reaching up, and I'm going to stretch. And then exhale. Good. I'm going to do it again. Breathe in, pulling that belly button, and then relax. And back to the center. Now we'll rotate to the other side. Head and all, shoulders. Breathing, I'm going to reach up, pulling that belly button, stretch up, and then relax. Good, and do it again. Stay rotated. Reach up, and relax, and come back to the center. Nice. All right, one arm's going to stay on my chest, the other arm will stay on my thigh or down on my thigh for support. I'm going to tip my body over to the wall. I'll tip it over, stretching all through the sides, my hips, lower back. Now I take this arm, and I'm going to stretch a little further, if you can, over my head. Breathing, don't hold your breath, lean forward, slightly over across your torso and legs. And now I'm leaning and facing the other side when I come back up to the top. We'll do it again. We're going to lean over to one side, breathing. I'm going to lean forward, come around my legs, and end up leaning to the other side, and then I come back up. Perfect. Switch hands. Now this hand will come across my chest, this will be on my thigh. And I'm going to tip my body over to start, supporting if I need it. Reaching up over my head now with my arm for a little bit more. Keeping my hips down. Breathing too. We're going to reach forward, across our legs, leaning forward, and down, make a big semicircle, and end up leaning toward the other side. And come back up. Now I'm going to stretch over again to one side. Breathing, I'm going to lean forward, come around my legs, make a big semicircle from the torso, lean to this side, and come back up, and then down. That's great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deep breath and take my arms up, reaching up, pulling that belly button out, interlock those fingers, and invert the palms to the ceiling, and stretch, and then relax. Good, down. I'm going to inhale, pull in my belly button, stretch my fingers up, invert, and then down. Good. Last time, inhale, reach up, invert those fingers, invert the palms up, stretch, and down. And that's it for the stretches.